Hello, Lego lovers. This is Elle, and this is a Lego Classic Parts Review. This is the Creative Transparent Brick Set, 500 pieces, and a number of 11013 for the set number. And it retails for about $30, but I think you can find it on sale down to like $24 in the US. But let's get into our first batch of colors. So first up we have the greens. And in lime, there's a couple bricks. This slope is interesting. I don't know if I've personally seen that very often in lime. There's two of those. These aren't too special. We have one of these kind of rounded, almost ridge type parts. We have the curves here. We have a lime like super bracket brick with holes all the way through all of the studs. Fun for lots of different builds, especially like robots and stuff. Randomly one line bracket, and one of my favorite type of parts is the 1x2 rounded plate with holes in the studs. Just a fantastic versatile part. I really love it. And some plates and cheese wedges and slopes. Nothing overly special, but still pretty good selection, even though it's smaller. And then in kind of your more standard green, we actually have some leaf parts, which are admittedly somewhat common, but I don't think I see them too much in classic sets. We also have this kind of overhanging bracket, two of those in that green. Just nice to see them in different colors other than grays all the times, and some blacks. We even get a little frog, but that's really common. And just some plates. Corner green plate is pretty cool. There's some turquoise in here. Also the brick separator. But as you can see, not very much at all. Now for black, there really isn't a whole lot of special stuff in here. We get these kind of old-fashioned small tires. Some black plates. And some kind of interesting black bricks. This is a bracket brick, kind of a nice one because it has just the one stud on each side with a hole all the way through. And then we have just kind of this bar type connection brick, and then a clip, just a simple clip brick. Some slopes, but again, nothing too special. In white, we have quite a couple different small amounts of bricks. We have some of those taller slopes, but that's not that uncommon. And this interesting kind of curved slope, which we're seeing a lot more. Also have some arches, one of those containers. Again, none of this is really too uncommon. But one of these, the thing that are kind of nice are these kind of textured pointed or teeth or scale or claw type plates. And it's just good to get in white because you can use those for claws and teeth. It's a really nice color for them. There's also a tea kettle, but again, not too uncommon. This bracket brick is a little uncommon, but there's also only one in here, so that's not too special. And then in gray, we do have some nice big 2x4 gray bricks, but not too special besides the fact that gray is a part that's used a lot, so it's nice to get a couple of those. And some clips, which are super common. Just nothing too special, but just kind of a good selection of parts. So let's get into the next color batch. Alright, here we are with the next batch. And you can see the colors out here. We got browns, blues, yellows, and only a little bit of pink, which is kind of unfortunate. But let's go into our browns. First of all, we have a big, of course I dropped something, the big, very brown brick. There's two of these, and it's, I believe this is the equivalent of 3 bricks high. I think. Yeah, looks like 3. We'll go with 3. But we get 2 of those, just a nice larger kind of easy to use part. And then there's some other bricks in that reddish brown. Then we kind of have these kind of textured detail type pieces in brown, 4 of those. Some slopes, nice for kind of building up trees and roots and stuff. Some plates, even some little bar plates here. I don't know how you could explain those, but those are kind of nice to get in brown. Speaking of brown, we have 3 different shades of the little cylinders, which I think is kind of ridiculous, but still awesome. Great for, you know, making logs or just rusted stuff, etc. Some slopes. and some dark tan bracket bricks, which I don't think I've really seen in that color too much, but always happy to see recolors of different parts. Then we also just have some other, bar clip stuff here in tan, some plates, nothing overly exciting, I would say. And then onto the blue, kind of a lot of the kind of older standard blue color. Some bricks, not too fancy, some corner bricks, which I don't know if I've seen them in this color before, but we got 4 of those. If anything, it's probably not very common. We even have some slopes, which I feel are kind of uncommon for that color too. Technic pins, whatever. We got a 1 clip and some plates, but in the other colors of blue we have some interesting stuff, especially just because it's different colors of blue. In this like dark azure, we'll call it, we have a 1x2x2 kind of brick there, and then we have 1x2 bricks to go with those. Just love the different shades of blue. Not a fan of that shade of blue, I don't know why. And some other, little parts, nothing too special, but nice to see in different colors. And in the yellow, we got quite a bit. We have quite a few bricks back here. Kind of nice to see this light yellow, only 2 pieces though. And then yellow, we got some slopes. We got some different bracket parts in that kind of orangish, more darker yellow. Got some slopes, some of those tooth parts, not too special. We do have a 1x1 stud with hole in it, just a nice versatile part. We have a crab in an awkward color in my mind, and then we have this almost Duplo-like yellow flower. 2 of those, just a little interesting detail type part. Some Technic, not too much. We do have some slopes in the kind of orangish yellow, which is kind of cool. Orange is always nice to get because it's kind of an uncommon color in general. And then we have quite a few plates down here of that kind of orangish yellow. And in the shades of pink and purple, not a whole lot here. We have some magenta bricks. Nice to see 1x4s. 1x6s are fairly common. We also have some of the inverted slopes. Kind of happy to see that. We have 1 of these bracket bricks, well, 2 of them, but only has 1 stud on one side. Just nice to see that. A couple other pink and purple parts. Really nothing too special there. But let's get into the last batch of colors, including the big part, the namesake of this set, those transparent pieces. Alright, here is our last batch of parts, and mostly the namesake of this set, the transparent parts. But let's get into the other stuff here first. First, in red, really nothing too exciting, although I don't see these 1x2x2s too often in red. Also, this is a nice part to get in dark red. It's kind of the bar to hole for a bar. Only 2 though. Some big dark red plates, but not very much there. Down here we have a plethora of eyes. Quite a few of the basic ones. These are not really that exciting because you get tons of them and you get an extra one. We have the closed ones, which are also kind of common. However, these, the kind of oval ones, I think are a little uncommon because I do not see those too often, and they do look kind of cool. You can kind of get some different looks with them by turning them different ways. Then the kind of angry or sleepy eye, again, that one's a little more common. So these are pretty cool to get these. I like those, but that's pretty much it for the eyes here. The transparent parts. Oh, there's a couple gold parts way over on the right here, but nothing too special. So transparent parts. We have, what you can barely see, circular cylinders. These are great for kind of putting things on raised platforms without, having color, so it looks like they're hovering or in the air. We also have some 2x2 square bricks. We have some 1x2s. We have some slopes, which I don't necessarily like the most just because that tube you can kind of see in there kind of gives it a weird look. Reminds me of really old Lego parts, actually. And this is interesting, just kind of a newer version type slope. Kind of a little more detail on it, but again, you have that circle in there, which kind of adds something different to it, which could be a positive or a negative. Again, Back here we have the 1x1 cylinder, just 2 of those. Those are again nice for kind of making things look like they're flying. This is a really interesting part. It is a transparent headlight brick. So you have the anti-stud connection in the back, you have the stud with hole connection in there, goes all the way through, stud on top, and that kind of weird divot in there to make it a little off height, and you get actually 6 of those, so that's kind of cool. Just a different kind of part that's actually very useful overall, and just getting it in clear is a little bit unique. We do have 2 1x4 transparent kind of dark brown or black type transparent parts, not too special but still nice to get some more. In light blue we have the kind of standard 2x2 slope, 4 of those, which is still kind of nice. We have this really long nice curve slope, which I feel is kind of common but still cool. 1x2 plates, which are nice to see. We got some different discs or domes or radar dish type parts, a few of those, not too special. Blue flame parts, you see those a lot in Elsa and Dr. Freeze type sets, so they're not too common, but they're not too special. We also have our light blue cheese wedges. In orange, transparent orange of course, there is a pile of 1x2 slopes, probably the most common orange transparent part next to flames, and you just get tons of them in here. It's not really necessary. I don't know why they did that. Would have loved to have seen some other colored parts instead of, you know, so many of those. But we also have orange cylinder parts in the back. We got some 1x1 transparent. We got these in orange, which I think should be great for bigger lights, and just kind of engine type, you know, orangish flaring perhaps. Flame pieces, not that special. They're super common. We got yellow, which is a little uncommon. It was a little bit more common, I feel, in older type sets, but we got just a couple things there. We got some cylinders, the cones, some bricks and cheese wedges, and some plates. Nothing too special. But in purple, this is new in purple. It is the 1x2 slope. Cannot complain about purple parts, personally. And they actually have these in there. These are glitter, transparent in purple. The bricks that came in, the gingerbread house to make you look like candy windows. And there's actually 5 of those in here, which is kind of cool. Non-glittered cones, which surprises me. I don't know why they just didn't make them glitter. And then actually glitter radar dishes. So just an interesting kind of looking type part. And then into red, I haven't seen these very much, but it's a 2x2 transparent red brick. So there's 2 of these, which is just kind of a nice part. Then we have some 1x2s, cylinders, more radar dishes, which I don't really remember seeing too much in red. These kind of grill parts in transparent, I think those are kind of common, but still an interesting part. Just 1 plate, some cheese wedges, and some plate, or 1x1 round plates. In dark pink, we do have this, which is a recent piece, but we're starting to see it in quite a bit more sets, but it's a 2x2 rounded with axle hole, which we have in a couple other colors there. We got some bricks, which are a little common. We got some plates, which are nice, cheese wedges, 1x1 plates, which are kind of nice because I don't think those are too common. And then in dark green, we have 2x2 bricks, which I think come on Minecraft a little bit. And then we have some cylinders, cheese wedges, some 1x1 plates, and then in kind of a lighter green, we have the cylinders, kind of almost a more radioactive type green. And this is kind of cool, but I don't think too uncommon, but it's a minifigure head in that green, which is not very transparent. It's a little bit thicker. But then dark blue, which I really like, we have 1x2 slopes again. We also have 2x2 bricks, 2 of those, 1x2 bricks, some 1x1 cylinders, plates, cheese wedges, and those kind of inverted round type tiles. So that's everything in this set. Do I feel it's worth it? I kind of think it is. One of the issues I have is that They do make these sets more orientated for younger kids just getting a pile of Lego. So they have all these eyes here, which kind of inflates the parts. But they're kind of nice. Not a fan of so many of that basic eye. But overall, I think the parts are pretty cool. Getting a ton of transparent parts makes me really happy. I really love the color effect that they have. And they just look really colorful. I don't know, maybe it's a childlike thing, but I do like using transparent parts and stuff when I can. So overall, I think this is a pretty good part set, especially at a reduced value. Definitely way better than the like shadow box one thing that you can make shadows with, I feel, because that one just felt basic. And some of the basic colors do have some interesting parts that are kind of useful. So that's it for this lengthy classic parts review. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and hopefully you will check out some more of my videos. Thanks again for watching.